We are the Atma. We have no form and no name. In love and in true devotion, we're playing Maya's game, while singing God's sweet name.
3 faces has humanity. See them clear and you can be free from Maya's dream of ignorance.
Come on, everybody sing it.
Free from Maya's dream of ignorance.
One more time.
2. Free from Maya's dream of ignorance. 1 more. Free from Maya's dream of ignorance. We got it. Drive it in. There is the one that you think you are, the one that others think you are, but then there is the one you really are.
Let me hear you now.
Then there is the one you really are. 2 more. Then there is the one you really are. Then there is the one you really are. God Himself, the omnipresence, and Christ His loving Son, told Him to be a light to all, for all are only one. Christ, my loving Son, all are only one. All are only one. All are only one. Your life will be of no avail if with your dying breath you fail to chant the holy Om in God's sweet name.
Come on, I want to hear you.
To chant the holy Om in God's sweet name. 2 more. So chant the holy Om in God's sweet name.
Yes.
Chant the holy Om in God's sweet name. God Himself, the omnipresence, and Christ His loving Son, told Him to be a light to all, for all are only one. Christ, my loving Son, all are only one. All are only one. All are only one. in the light, then you'll see the lights inside. Soon you'll know that you are the light.
Come on, let me hear you.
Soon you'll know that you are the light.
Yes.
Soon you'll know that you are the light. God Himself, the omnipresent, sent Christ His loving Son, and told Him to be a light to all, for all are only one. Christ, my loving Son, all are only one. All are only one. All are only one.
Inside.
Those are some of the old legends we used to sing for Swami.
So then, after a little while, after a couple of years, we sang bhajans. Swami says, okay, enough bhajans, enough of that. Now we need to make some songs that explain the Brahma Vidya. You write songs. The world needs songs, not just bhajans, explaining the highest truth and how to look at it and how to get there. Yeah. So one day we were sitting in the room with Swami, and
there were some students with us.
And the students used to sneak out at night to go to college.
This was in Whitefield. It was across the field, the theater. And they thought, you know, they were getting away with it.
You know, and Swami called them in. We had been in with Swami. So he looked at them and he says, oh, Swami knows you go over to the theater to do movies.
Your studies have been suffering.
Studies have been suffering. Not good. He says, why? He says, why do you need to go to the movies with the illusion? Why don't you look at creation all around you? Is it not enough for you?
He said, this is a theater.
This is a movie. Watch this movie. Right now, right here. So, this is where the song came from.
And he gave a discourse about
the creation and how it is an illusion.
creation's like a movie scene reflected on a big white screen. The screen is called God's Spirit Love, the one creation's made up of. And our life is the story scene superimposed upon the screen. Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Projected through our ego mind, our life becomes involved and blind. And we forget it's all a dream, just like old movies we have seen. It's funny how we laugh and cry, involved with pictures rolling by.
Good job.
Narayana, Narayana. Fashioned by desire's hand, our Maya films will never end, until we realize the game and stop projecting form and name. Takes practice. And then tell me what can be seen, only the empty big white screen. Narayana, we've seen, they cannot change or harm the screen. And if we took the screen away, no movies could be seen today. So meditate upon the screen, for that's what's called the great unseen. Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. God, love, divine self.
It's who we are and have always been.
Here's another one of those Brahma-Vidya songs.
You never know what he's going to do.
Neither do I.
Ask yourself. What's it called? Ask yourself.
Ask yourself, who am I? Listen inwardly. Your ego voice will answer you. 'Tis I, yourself, it's me. Now ask, where do I come from? What is my primal source? All things arise somehow, somewhere. So, what is my root cause?
Where do we find the answer to our reality? I know it's time for all to look deep inside and see.
Soon there might be no answer, no images you might see. Your mind is turning inward now to seek its reality. The mind is like a piece of cloth, woven by constant thought. Unravel it, and what is left? Can you see the lie that we bought?
Where do we find the answer to our reality? I know it's time for all to look deep inside and see.
Dissolve the mind by asking,
who is this I, this me?
what is my true origin, the source reality? But if thoughts keep interrupting your inner quest and space, ask them for whom they rise up now, for whom they show their face. Come on, everybody.
Where do we find the answer to our reality? I know it's time for all to look deep inside and see.
Once more, ego might answer, for me, you fool, the I. So just repeat the question, friend.
Who is this me, this I? Never give up.
Soon there will be no answer. Silence will permeate. Your thoughts are interrupted now by that clear, peaceful state. And here we will find the answer.
Here we will find the answer to our reality. I know it's time for all to look deep inside and see.
If we remain within this silent awareness state, mind tendencies will die out soon and egos disintegrate. The silent state of being is like an endless sky, Abide within this silent bliss and know your eternal I. Yeah, I think we found it. We have found the answer to our reality. I know it's time for all to look deep inside and see. We're the eternal Atma
And have always
the
been
consciousness.
in all.
So experience your loving self and know once and for all. Now let go of all of your attachments. Know that all desires are just a lie. Because in truth, the mind is non-existent, friend. Because we simply are Sat Chit Ananda. Consciousness, awareness, being in bliss. Love. We are the eternal light. Come on, let's hear you. We are eternal light. Yes, sing it loud. We are eternal sight. We are Sat Chit Ananda, consciousness forever. We are love divine and complete. We are what we are, what we are. I am that I am. One more time. We are the eternal sign. Let's get something straight for all of those who have come lately to Swami or a little bit later. You know, our perception of it, okay? Because many of us that come later and we say, oh, I wish I would have had all those experiences, and you know, a little jealousy may creep in on that. And let us clear that up right now.
You had them through us. So,
Know that your life lesson needed to be finished before you get to know about yourself as the reflection of Sai Baba. Because had you known before, you would have not been able to finish what you came to learn and to do. You would have not gone into it and done it. And you needed to finish your self-designed lesson. Because we all design our own lessons in life to learn. And that is the reason why many people came later on, so that they could finish what they themselves, as the God that they are, had projected for themselves in life. And now that you do know, and you have the awareness of the Swami within and without, it is the most wonderful good chance that we all have, because now is the time, and that is the only time we ever have to do anything, to really be aware. The rest is illusion. The mind in the past or in the future is illusion. It does not exist. In the past it gives us anger, resentment, all those things. If it goes to the future, it gives us tension, worry, fear. So be present right here in this moment, fully aware of the God all around us. And that's very simple to do, and then there is no mind. When Swami comes out for darshan, many of us sit there, oh Swami, please come, look at me, oh Swami, Swami, Swami. Swami told us once, he said that the one that gets the darshan, really, is the one that connects just with Swami on a loving vibration in the heart. Whether you sit in the very last row, came in just before Swami walked out, or whether you sit in the first row, or on the veranda. If you don't have that connection in your heart with Swami, on the inner plane, the inner Swami, the outer Swami will seem far away and unreachable. Even if you sit on the veranda. Because your connection in your heart with yourself as the Sai, that is the real connection. And when you focus on the outer Swami with that connection, you get the real darshan. That is the love in you that you see reflected in Swami, because that's all you can ever perceive and see. So when he gives you that one look, or even a glance out of the corner of his eye, is enough for all the lifetimes in all of creation, because he is the avatar, and he doesn't have to do any more than that. One glance from the corner of his eye is enough for you, for everything. No. So here's a song that came from that perception that Swami gave to us when he told us about what darshan is all about. Darshan is, we go see Swami, not for Swami to look at us. Okay?
One look from the corner of his eye, one look, and you will realize yourself within those eyes. With just one look, your life won't be the same. One look, you'll lose all form and name, your heart will come aflame. With just one look, one single glance, one look, the perfect chance. The soul is thrilled, the mind is still, the heart is filled. With just one look, is all you really need. One look, but watch thought, word and deed, and truly you'll be free. With just one look, it stirs the soul within. One look says God your only kin, and how your heart can win. With just one look, one single glance, one look, the perfect chance. The soul is thrilled, the mind is still, the heart is filled. With just one look.
Come on, everybody sing with us.
One look, one single little glance. One look, the perfect chance. The soul is thrilled, the mind is still, the heart is filled. With just one look. Is your life changed?
We all know this, don't we? A lot of people ask us, how do you always stay even-minded?
A friend of ours said, John Makatsu, how much do you guys meditate? I mean, I can't wait to come home after work and just sit there and meditate, because I want to be even and mellow like you guys. I mean, do you do it all the time? How often do you do it? What do you do?
We said 24 hours a day.
And he goes, well, I can't do that. I have to go to work. So we said, what do you do? And he goes, well, you know, I fix computers. Okay. Oh, okay. And you believe that the truth of that this is a dream? And he goes, yeah. And that you are the Atma?
Playing computer
Computer geek. Fixing computers. Yeah. But I can't wait to get home to meditate. Okay, all right. Reel back. When you have your hands in the... All right. So, you believe all the saints and sages that say that you are God. Yeah, I know I'm God. But I need to meditate more. Okay. You're God. What is God to you?
I don't know, I just feel it.
Love. I feel them in my heart. Okay. Your love. Let's just narrow it down. God is all-loving, all-powerful, and all-inclusive. Simple. 3 words, which is still illusion. But we got to deal with it. And he goes, okay. All love, all-inclusive, and all-powerful. And all the saints and sages have said, you are God. Me? Yeah, you. Okay, I don't feel all-powerful. I don't feel all-inclusive. Well, it's time to start. And if you start, have the faith that they weren't lying to us.
Self-confidence.
I mean, Jesus got hung on the cross for telling us this. He didn't gain anything from this. So have that faith that they haven't lied to us.
So this is what you can do. When you go to work, instead of going to work trying to hurry up to do the work and to get home to meditate, as you are working on the computer, say, my thoughts are
Okay,
all powerful.
I'm God. I'm all
God.
powerful. All right, I'll try it.
Okay, whatever you touch in the computer, whoever touches this computer, whoever sees this computer, whoever has anything to do with this computer, may they realize the God within them.
And so it is.
And may they be happy and healthy forever, and so it is.
That was easy.
Okay.
Next computer. All right, he's fixing it. I can't wait. Oh, okay. Or just remember. All right. Whoever touches this computer, may their hearts be softened, and may they realize the God who they always have been, and so it is. Next computer. Same. Over and over again. Now, what is your working day like?
What are you always doing?
Always thinking of God. If you're a waitress and you're serving food, can't wait to get home and meditate, okay? No. All right, okay. They all said, I'm God. That means I'm all-powerful. I'll try it. As you're serving the food, whoever consumes this food, may their hearts be softened, whatever feels right to you, and may they realize the God within them, and so it is.
You empower each one that you come in contact with, or everything that you touch or see or where you are, as the God that it is. And by doing that, you are aligning your consciousness and your subconscious with the Paramatma self, and not the mind, ego, personality.
And your life becomes a meditation. And as you're eating that food, that hot fudge sundae, and it tastes so good, you go, oh shoot, I finished it and I forgot to share it with all of creation.
Go have another one.
I better have another one. Okay, may all of creation enjoy this Sunday as I am enjoying it, and may they realize the God within them, and so it is. You are being God. You are walking, talking Swami.
And you can do it with everything, whether you play tennis, whether you play video games, anything at all.
Husbands, wives, when you're making love and you're in that embrace of love, that embrace is all powerful. Don't be selfish and stingy and just share it with each other. Expand that. Share it with all of creation. May, as you're in this embrace of love, may all of creation share this embrace and be empowered with this love, and so they know who they truly are, and that is love.
You've
And
just
so it is.
You've just made that love-making an absolute divine act.
That's how to be God. But it just takes practice. And if, one of the partners, oh honey, I forgot, I gotta do it again. Okay, we must do this.
Practice!
All right?
Swami walked in one time and he looked at us and he said, which is the quickest way to knowing yourself? The sannyasi way or the householder way? And we said, we don't know, Swami. He says, you think the sannyasi way? He goes, no. I tell you a secret. If you really play the householder game the right way, it's the quickest way. Because you're creating divine creative energy in that flow of lovemaking. It's the quickest way to realizing that love within and without of yourself. He says, you have a gift. You have your own divine Swami right there to love and hug and share everything with. And if you look at it from that point of view, all the self and the I-ness will disappear, and only the love will remain.
We were sharing in Ecuador. We're in South America, and we were sharing this. And this one lady stood up and she goes, "I hate my job. My boss is always grumpy. What can I do? I want to leave my job. He makes life miserable for me." And we said, "Okay, you want to be sneaky?" She goes, "Anything, anything." I said, "Okay, tomorrow, you go to work tomorrow?" "Yes." Do you have access to his office?" "Mm-hmm, I'm his private secretary." "Okay, before he comes in, you make him coffee?" Yeah. All right, while you're making the coffee, empower it. Say, whoever touches this coffee, may their hearts be softened and filled with love, and may they realize the God that they've always been. When you go to his desk and you're futzing with his pencils or something, whoever touches these pencils, may they realize the God whom they are and be joyous. And so it is. Do this all over his office.
And with the papers and everything.
Everything.
And she said, "Really?"
Try it. What do you have to lose? And she goes, "Okay."
Okay, anything.
The next week we were sharing at that same place. She came with other people from the office.
And the neighborhood.
Because everybody in the office was saying, "What's going on? Boss is so happy. It's so
happy.
sweet.
So
Are you
nice.
doing something? Have you been slipping something into his coffee or
What
something?"
drugs are you giving him, you know? And then she shared this story.
Yeah, with everybody. And if you forget to do it, it's okay. You remembered, you forgot.
That's a
That's a big step. You should be proud of that, because for thousands of lifetimes, we've forgotten and we thought we were not God.
We have identified the self with the wrong thing. We've identified as the physical form, the mind, the feelings, the ego. Swami once said, "What is the mind?" And everybody gave a different answers. And we were quiet. We were sitting, and Swami says, "No, you're thinking small. Everything that has name and form of all of creation is the mind. The mind is vast. It is very large. It is not small, just your mind." And he said, in order to conquer that mind, you have to give up your attachment to name and form.
And be in the moment. Big key. Be in the moment, because when you are just here in the moment, there is no mind. It's quiet.
But you have to be fully here, invested in the now, in this moment.
And the mind goes, "No, wait, Jonathan, you left the stove on."
Oh my God.
Or are we home in time? The babysitter may blah, blah, or
Oh, I gotta drive home in an hour.
wait, you can
God,
go.
it's a long drive.
Remember, the mind is your tool, no longer your master. So treat it as a tool. Say, "Wait a minute, I am here, mind, not back there. Get back in the toolbox." Treat it as a separate entity, because it isn't you.
That is the first step. You must separate the false from
Put
the
it
real.
in its place. Discipline that mind.
What is real? And for that, you have to find out that for yourself, because to each of us, it may vary depending on our level of awareness, okay? The only thing that is real and lasting, and what we call real, Swami told us, the only thing that is real is our eternal awareness, the consciousness. He once walked in a room and he said to the people that were there, he said, "Oh, you want to know your Satchit Ananda, your awareness? You want to experience it?" And they all said, "Oh yes, Swami," really thinking the light's gonna come
gonna
from
float off the
sky
ceiling.
and we're gonna float up to the ceiling. And he was laughing. And he said, "Okay, close your eyes. Go ahead, let's do it a second. Close your eyes. Okay, open them. What did you see? Darkness? Some lights?
Colors.
Anything. Colors? What did you see? Come on. Darkness, okay. What did you see? Color, okay. Okay, your eyes were closed. Who was seeing? Oh, my mind. What is the mind? Oh, mind is thoughts and desires. Did you have any thoughts or desires while you were perceiving the darkness? No. So who was perceiving this darkness? Oh, I was aware that it was dark. Ah, that's it. You were aware that there was darkness. That awareness is always here with us. It is now. It was when we were young children. It will be there when we're an old man. It will be there after these bodies drop. It was there before these bodies were born. That awareness is the Atma Self. If we focus on that awareness rather than the outer illusion of body, mind, and feelings, we will always stay even. And everything out here will be like a movie screen, a picture show going by. And we don't have to laugh or cry with it unless we feel like it. We can enjoy it, but not attached to it. And that's the key. And Swami tests us all the time.
We tend to get into this gray region. It's so easy and it's so lazy for us all. We love God, we are devout to God, we are working on love all the time, but I'm attached to my kids, I worry about this, I worry about that. No! There's either black or white, guys. There's either you know you're not the body and you're walking in a dream, or you believe you are the body and this place is real. Choose. And they're both okay because it's all God. But you gotta be real, because you can vacillate in this gray region of, oh, I love God, but, you know, I'm attached and I worry and this and that. You could get stuck there for so long.
So many lifetimes. So, what do? We have to make a choice.
It's like making a stand and stick to it.
And that's what Swami means when he says you have to think, speak, and act like God. In other words, every situation that you come across in life, you basically have a choice, at least you believe that you do.
My big test came, you know, when Swami said have babies but no attachment. Have babies for Swami, no attachment. Okay, Shanti was how old? 14 years old?
Yeah, 13, 14.
And
We had just come back from India.
about 2 months later from India, and she came down with what seemed like a stomach flu, and it was meningococcal meningitis. We rushed her to the hospital. They did a spine. I'm doing it as quick because we don't have too much time, but they did a spinal check, and the doctors, it's a small community and everybody knows everybody. So the doctors were very upset. The nurses, their kids go to school with Shanti. They were crying. They said, we have to life flight her to Boise. And John said, well, what kind of chance does she have? And he said, well, expect probably by the time we drive to Boise, which was a 2-hour drive, she most likely won't be alive.
Her spinal fluid was totally cloudy, and when that happens, it's over.
But it's funny because when we smeared Vibhuti on her and said, your will be done, Swami. And she was doing the Gayatri. I mean, she was out of her mind. She didn't know what she was doing, but she remembered the Gayatri.
She told us later she was inside the body trying to fight to get something coming out, but it wouldn't come. But the moment she focused on the Gayatri, it just spurted out.
Yelled out. She was shouting
She
it out.
shouted it out.
The nurses and doctors thought she was possessed. Okay. But they know we're a little strange anyway.
And then she went into a coma.
Yeah.
So we had to drive to Boise because it was no.
So we had a 2-hour drive. Okay, Mom. What's real? Where's your truth? Oh yeah. Have babies for Swami, no attachment. And where's my truth? I know too much. I've seen too much. I've experienced too much. We are not the body. And if Shanti has dropped her body, what I love most about her smile and her heart and her spirit will always be a part of me. Yeah, that laughter and joy I may miss while I'm on this plane, but I should be joyous that she's done.
Done with her
That
lesson.
she's finished and she's out of this body. Yes, yes. And by the time I got to the hospital, I was like, good for you, Shanti. You stay, great. You go, great.
Wonderful. So we got there and all the friends...
And on top of that, okay, I was really strong. We get to the elevator opens up, and all of our friends that met the helicopter, who lived in one, they rushed at me with all their emotion. They're crying and grabbing me and flooded me with their emotion. It was like another big push of a test, because the emotional body, the minute you start slipping down the slippery track of it, you're lost.
And the whole world would agree with you. You should mourn.
It's your daughter!
Right.
You know? It goes completely against
the world's consciousness at the moment.
So I'm like, hey, guys, if she's gone, let's have a party. If she stays, we'll have a party. We're not the body. And soul can never die. It can't happen. We know this, and this is a dream. And maybe she's just ready to wake up and she's done with her karma. So we went upstairs. The doctor was even upset because he's seen horrible things happening. He was emotional.
He told us, he says,
He apologized
I
later.
apologize for being so rude to you, but I couldn't handle it anymore. I've seen most of my kids die, and your kid was just the worst I've ever seen. So I was so upset that I didn't want to give you even the slightest glimmer of a hope. We said, we didn't want the glimmer of a hope.
And he basically said, we've got 8-hour window. She'll either wake up or she'll never wake up again.
That's it.
Go wait in there. So we all went into the other room. The nurse made us very comfortable. Middle of the night, we were just doing bhajans, Gayatri. And I drifted off into a sleep, sort of. And I woke up into this room, and Swami was there. And he was standing next to Shanti, and he bent down and he goes, all your karma's finished. You can come back with me, or you can go back and help me, Mom and Dad. You pick. And right there, Shanti looked up at Swami and said, I'll go back and help you, Mom and Dad. Like, sucker. Okay. I'll go back and help you, Mom and Dad. Right the second she said that, the nurse comes running in, wakes me up, and she says, she's awake, she's asking for you. We went running in there, and she was half in body and half out of body. So John started asking her questions like,
I'm a very curious fellow, see, and Kalasu didn't have a chance, so I look at her and I said, hey,
I didn't even have a chance to tell her what I saw. It all happened so fast.
I said, Shanti, do you remember anything? Uh-huh. Where were you?
The Swami. Yeah, I was there.
Did he talk to you? Uh-huh. What about? Go or stay. Oh, you were done down here? Uh-huh. I said, what'd you come back for?
And then the nurses and the doctor's like, oh.
What a horrible guy! What a terrible father! Gotta call the cops, put him in jail.
And I know to this day that if I would have taken the other track and got suckered into Maya, believing I was the mother and that she was my daughter and this place is real and there is death, Swami wouldn't have given her the choice because it wouldn't have benefited her sadhana or mine.
So before she had this experience, Shanti knew exactly what she was going to be, where she was going to go. She was going to be a marine biologist.
She was even checking out schools.
She was
and
great
stuff.
in school, and she was really good. After this, she was blank.
I don't know.
I have no clue. She said, Swami will have to tell me what he wants. So then we went to see Swami.
Music. You do music.
You do music. And she just finished her first CD. Rock and roll. Swami told her to go put it out for all the young people. It's very fast rock and
Beautiful
roll.
lyrics, but really, really up.
And he told her,
pumpy.
and Swami told her, you get married.
Mm-hmm.
And she
And she
met.
goes, but I'm the baby. Not
He
baby.
says, not baby.
She's now 24, married, happily married to another singer in a band who travels the world. And she's doing her thing and making her music. She sent Swami the first CD on the top. Mailed it off to him.
And if you want to see her website, go on www.shantimusic.com.
Shantimusic.com. Tell her we gave her a
For all
plug.
you young guys, you'll really enjoy her
You
music.
like it.
Okay? That's what Swami told her to do.
And she recovered. 100, the doctors, they sent specialists in checking her because they'd never seen anything like it. There
They
were
had never
zero
seen
side effects
nothing.
from it. And yeah, I know she would not have, Swami wouldn't have given her the choice if I would have been attached.
Here's a song that tells everything about this experience that we've been talking about and what to look for. It's called Maya. Okay?
I'll follow.
Okay. Can't you see the truth behind this world illusion?
Separation is a lie. Maya is the cause of this immense confusion. So watch out, walk on by. Maya, step aside, 'cause we're coming through. Maya, step aside. Attachment and desire are the trap of this illusion. It's time to fight for truth and love. Stop clinging to this momentary sense delusion. Turn your desires to love. Maya, step aside. Come on. Maya, step aside. Lifetime after lifetime and from body to body, Maya keeps playing her game. This constant up and down of emotion and ego mostly ends up in pain. Maya, step aside. Come on. Maya, step aside. We are one heart, one love, one all. Forever one heart, one love, one all. We are one heart, one love, one all. Maya, step aside. Swami, move her. Maya, step aside. Living in the moment, being in the present, it's our practice all the time. Everything's connected, the rest is an illusion, this life of yours and mine. Maya, step aside.
Come on, loud.
Maya, step aside. To love all and to serve all, we'll conquer this illusion. Let's do what must be done. Time to take a stand against this mind delusion. The fight has just begun. Maya, step aside.
Come on.
Maya, step aside. We are the creator, that's a true conclusion. See God and love in all. Practice this and it will solve your deep confusion. Open up your heart and call. Maya, step aside.
Come on.
Maya, step aside. We are one heart, one love, one all. Forever one heart, one love, one all.
Everybody.
We are one heart, one love, one all. Maya, step aside.
Come on, let me hear you.
Maya, step aside.
Yeah.
Coming through. Maya, step aside.
Come on, Swami, move on.
Maya, step aside.
Yeah.
Maya, step aside. Maya, step aside.
Woo, yeah.
Maya, step aside.
Come on.
Maya, step aside.
We're going through.
Maya, step aside.
Come on, mind.
Maya, step aside.
In the toolbox you go.
Maya, step aside. Come on. Maya, step aside.
I'm not hearing the guitar. You guys hearing the guitar?
Okay, good enough. Okay, another Swami story. You'll enjoy this one.
I could talk about Maya.
Even this last time when we went, about a year and a half ago, we were with Swami and we were sitting next to him. Kalasu was sitting on the couch, Swami was sitting in a chair, I was sitting next to Swami. And so he looks at Kalasu and he says, always testing. You gotta understand, forever Krishna testing.
I call him Mr.
seeing
Maya now.
What's left if there's any residue of anything anywhere. So he reaches over and he
Grabs my arm, reaches over and he starts, oh, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Gold! And he goes, gold? And I looked at him like, just disgusted, like, it's Maya!
Swami.
And he looked and he goes, happy. And I know he does that just to see, right, is there, and it's just for us to see, did I feel anything? Did I feel, oh, I'm wearing too much, it's too gaudy, or am I proud of it, or all these little things. It's like, all he's here for is to see, is there anything left? Is there anything?
Any attachment?
And that's where the honesty must be ruthless within us.
Anyway, to get back to the story in
Oh,
the
yeah.
early days.
My
okay?
story.
So, when we first came to Swami, Swami asked us, and what do you want? And we looked at Swami, and you understand, it has to come truly from your heart and your true being. So we said, nothing, Swami. Absolutely nothing. We have everything. You're in our heart, we're one heart, one love, one all. That's it. We don't need anything, we don't want anything. And he looked and he said, nothing? And then later we heard he had given a discourse before, about 3 weeks earlier, and he was saying, everybody wants all this tinsel and trash from me, why doesn't anybody want nothing? Then I'm ready to give them everything. So, and then he looked, he says, nothing? And over the years, he made different things for us, right? And we, you know, in
Trinkets.
our hearts, trinkets, we
It's like when we were going back to Vietnam, he made us all these badges with his face on it. And so when we went back to finish our tour with the troops, we would wear them to perform. And all the GIs would come and say, hey, is that Hendrix? Yeah! And he gave us an opportunity.
Opening
No,
to
it's
talk
Sai
about
Baba in India. So
like
on and
this
so forth.
last time, you did this for Kawasu, you know?
Rosie.
It's all for a reason, because
It's
here's
a
the story.
two-way radio. He's just eavesdropping on me all the time, that's all. Keeping me good. Make sure I don't get into trouble.
So this time we were sitting in the room, right? And there were a bunch of Maharanis and Maharajas in the room. And
Oh, yeah. And they were elderly.
Elderly people.
We were the only, they were all elderly
You know,
around
we
us.
were middle-aged there, and we were sitting there, and they're all the elderly people, you know, little old, little shaky. And here's Swami in the middle of the room.
Being Krishna.
Being totally playful, right? He made all the brooches and rings and vibhuti and you know, this and that and the other and everything. And finally he goes like this. He pulls up his sleeve like this, right? Like this, and he goes like this. Big circle in here. Oh, huge circle. And he's mischievous, giggling.
A weather pattern, I am swear to Swami, weather pattern was forming in the room.
Clouds
The whole room.
came.
Clouds. And there
Lightning.
was sparks of like of lightning.
Thunder.
Okay? And everybody around was
Like this.
clutching their hearts, okay?
And his eyes are sparkling like
And
that.
as he's still doing this, playing the Shiva like this.
And then he grabs into the
This cloud.
and he goes like this, and half a japmala appeared in the clouds like this, and then he yanks it out the rest
And
of
there was
it.
a crackling sound and a flash when it happened.
He went like this and twirled it, and he was
And he's laughing and he's twirling it around, and then all of a sudden he looks at everybody's faces and he goes, oops, too much show.
too much show.
Because they were clutching their hearts. They were just,
And then he passed the japmala around, and he gave everybody looked oohed and odd, and it was a moonstone japmala with intricate things in it. And then he, after it was done, he tosses it over to this body, and I look at it. It was very sweet, very nice, you know, it was beautiful. But in my mind, I said, "Swami, you know, somebody here would give their left tooth for it, you know."
I.
Whatever, it wasn't what was in my mind, you understand?
They just want it.
You know, why give it to me? I don't, you know, I don't need it, I don't, you know. And he leaned over very, very slyly and he said, "You'll see." And I said, "Oh, okay." So we kept it, you know, and we went outside. In the old days, everybody waited outside to see what happened in the interview. Everybody, you know, there were few enough people. Wanted to see all the materializations and stuff. So as we were sharing the interview with everybody outside, this little old Indian lady, about yay high, all wrinkled, must have been 100 years old, right? She walks up and she grabs our elbow like this and she says, "Oh, you know, my husband is dead, my children are all married and have husbands and everything is fine. I have no more desire left in life except one, that maybe someday I would be worthy enough for something that would be of Swami's materialization. May I see your japmala, please?" So we said, of course. And we gave it to her, and she was hugging him.
She's like,
At that moment, there was a loud pop. Like, and one of the beads popped in her hand. And this lady started crying. I broke them! Oh my God! I broke them!
Right away, we knew. We went, no!
Instantly,
that's for you!
we understood what Swami meant. We said, no, Swami just gave you your desire, your wish. This Japmala bead is for you. This is Swami's materialization for you. She goes, and the devastation turned into utter bliss and joy, and she walked
away,
sunset,
to her bead.
Oh, thank you, Bhagavan, Swami's home.
Now we were traveling a lot then because it was before the children, and everywhere that Japmala went, anybody who had a desire for something from Swami,
Physical.
there would be a
Pop. A bead would
and a bead would pop in their hand. So throughout the years, the Japmala was this big, then this big, then this. Pretty soon it was a bracelet, until no more. And people made earrings from them. Or
They're all over the world.
rings, or- yeah. So that's what it was for.
Here's another story you'll enjoy. Like we told you before, we were the first English or American bhajans ever, and especially in an up-tempo style in India. Before that, before we arrived on the
Good
scene,
tala.
there was only Indian bhajans, like, you know,
And they were slow to bit, like it was like it was slow. In fact, the teacher.
yeah. There was one Western teacher that Swami had employed over there, asked to stay for a year, and he'd been there 6 months and longer, and he just couldn't take any more Indian singing. He was just a Western rock and roll American young man who wanted to hear his music, right? So he asked Swami, does God only accept bhajans? And Swami goes, ugh, like this, didn't answer him. So he said, well, you won't answer me on the physical. Every night I'll pray. So for 3 weeks he prayed every night, Swami, I need to know, does God only accept Indian bhajans? So we arrive, right? Swami has a concert with us. At the end of the concert, Swami stands up and he says, any song, from any religion, any creed, any culture,
Any language.
sung with love from the heart,
God
God
loves.
loves. And it answered every one question. After that, he came up crying tears of joy. And he said, okay, Swami answered us. Anyway, we were in the room.
And he told us to come that afternoon he sent us with the students to learn some more Indian bhajans. And he said, you teach them English
You
bhajans.
teach him your bhajans.
So we were in his garden doing that all afternoon. And then he says, tonight we have concert. I have group, you come. So we said, okay.
So he invited all these Indian dignitaries.
British, Indian, stuffy,
Stuffy,
like
Indian,
Maharajas,
British,
and they were like, bravo, this type.
Very well.
So he had us there, right at his feet, okay?
The jokers here, right? He had to have his clowns.
And they thought they were going to hear a traditional concert from people from the West.
They're all decked out with their jewels and their saris and everything. I mean, it was beautiful, you know. So he brings us in our white lungis.
Sits us down. And he
looks at us.
And he goes, sing. And he has his little chim chimes.
He rocks out with us, right?
He's up there like, as we're singing. And all right, well,
Anyway,
this is what we sort of did.
he leans over to us and he said, sing fast. So here's what we did.
Give you a sort of a taste of.
Alright. Well, now I know you can hear me, my lady Sai Shiva. Grant me the boon of complete devotion right now. Come on, sing it with me, everybody. Well, now I know you can hear me, my lady Sai Shiva. Grant me the boon of complete devotion.
All I'm gonna do is let you flow through, zooming on your rhythm and dance right into your heart. Shiva. All I'm gonna do is let you flow through, zooming on your rhythm and dance right into your heart. Shiva.
And Swami's like,
Well, now I know you can hear me, my lady Sai Shiva. Grant me the boon of complete detachment. Come on, I know you can hear me, my lady Sai Shiva. Grant me the boon of complete detachment.
All I'm gonna do is let you flow through, zoom in on your rhythm and dance right into your heart. Shiva.
Yeah, yeah.
All I'm gonna do is let you flow through, zoom in on your rhythm and dance right into your heart. Shiva.
okay, everybody.
Shiva, 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 Shankara. Shiva, 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 Shankara.
Come on, sing
Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shankara. Shiva, 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 Shankara. Shiva, 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 Shankara.
Yeah, come on, louder.
Shiva, 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 Shankara. Shiva, 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 Shankara. Shiva, 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 Shankara. Shiva, 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 Shankara. Shiva.
Yeah.
Shiva, 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 Shankara.
Such a time, my love, yeah.
Shiva, 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 Shankara. Shiva, 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 Shankara.
Well, now I know you can hear me, my lady Sai Shiva. Grant me the boon of complete liberation. Well, now I know you can hear me, my lady Sai Shiva. Grant me the boon of complete liberation.
All I'm gonna do is let you flow through, zooming on your rhythm and dance right into your heart. Shiva. All I'm gonna do is let you flow through, zooming on your rhythm and dance right into your heart. Shiva.
Everyone.
Shiva, 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 Shankara.
Come on, a little bit louder.
Shiva, 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 Shankara. Shiva, 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 Shankara.
T.O.J.
Shiva, 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 Shankara. Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shankara.
Nataraj.
Yo, boy.
Shankara. Shankara.
Shambho. Come on, a little louder.
Shiva, 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 Shankara.
One more time, go on.
Shiva, 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 Shankara. When we were finished, we looked around, and everybody's face was like,
against the wall.
so Swami gets up, walks around, he goes, wow, you don't like? What's wrong?
Good tala.
You want to hear Indian bhajan? And they're like, okay. He walks over to us and he goes, sing Indian bhajan.
And he winks, right? So we sing Indian bhajans.
Hara Shiva Shankara Shankara Shekhara Hara Bam Hara Bam 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 Bolo. Hara Bam Hara Bam 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 Bolo. Baba Shankara Girika Shankara Dime 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 Takata Takelo. Girika Shankara Dime 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 Takata Takelo. Hara Shiva Shankara Shankara Shekhara Hara Bam Hara Bam 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 Bolo. Hara Bam Hara Bam 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 Bolo. 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 Baba Yankara Girida Shankar Dime 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 Takana Tanakelo.
And we all look around and go, a little bit better, right? So as you see, we're Swami's clowns. Gotta have them, right? King's gotta have his entourage.
Are there any questions?
Maybe we'll save that for tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay.
good idea.
You want to hear stories or songs? Okay. Here's another story with a song. One of those, do another new song. Okay.
Any new song? I'm getting tired of the old ones.
Make one up in the spur of the moment, right? No, thank you.
May all of creation be quenched of thirst, and may they realize the God whom they are and have always been, and so it is.
Practice. One more thing that you can remember. When you have pain and you feel bad,
Works both ways.
works the same way. When you have it, say, oh, thank you, Swami, for the pain. May all of creation be relieved of this pain or this, whatever you have as an affliction. And that way, you're doing it in joy and in love. And you're being God, even in that state of the body being in discomfort. So it works in anything that you do.
And Swami says it isn't easy. It's as long as you are breathing.
You have to
must practice this. Or else Maya will slip in and take you away.
It's simple, but it
Yes.
isn't easy. Okay? God and love are always simple.
And if there's any desires left over, forget it. Just get on with, go do the desires. Get them done with. Be honest about them. Bring them out. Go do it. Because, nothing's bad. Everything's God. All right?
Swami said once, when he was in the room and there were some people in the room with us, and he looked and he says, all these people come with all this stuff. They're so full, Swami can't put anything in. They're so full of stuff.
hidden.
He says,
buried.
bring me all your deepest, darkest secrets, all your desires, everything that's left, lay it at my feet.
When he asks you, what do you want? He's not talking to your Padma self. That's perfect. It means
Doesn't
nothing.
mean anything.
He's saying, what's left? Come on, tell me, bring it out. No secrets, come on.
So, once you lay it all at Swami's feet, or whatever your chosen image is, whether it's Krishna or Jesus Christ or anything, or Buddha, it doesn't make any difference. Bring it out. Expose it to the light.
Then you can start dissolving.
Then you become empty, and then Swami...
And we say, oh no, it's not spiritual, these thoughts. Oh, these feelings, these desires aren't spiritual. It must be spiritual. No, no, bring them out. Everything is spiritual. Everything's God.
If you hide them, they fester.
You took human form to have experiences, not to bury them.
And then when you're empty, Swami can fill it with ananda, or you can fill it with the bliss that wells up from inside of you, because there's nothing left. Okay? There's nothing to hide, nothing to protect, except ego and mind.
And they say, protect. I found that the key that I use every time the mind tries to creep in and take me to the past or the future, I go, get out of here. Get back in that toolbox where you belong. When I want to use you, I will call you. You've had too many lifetimes abused. Get back in there. Treat it as a tool, as separate from you. One time, it was really bothering me. This thought wouldn't go away, and I found the key would be to expose. Like, John, I can't believe what this mind is doing. It's saying this, and that. And he goes, oh, tell it to shut up. I have, but now it's run away because I exposed it.
The mind and the ego don't like to be exposed.
They don't like to be exposed because they've been protected for so long.
So this is how, yes.
We're running over.
If we're delaying anything, please, I don't have a watch, so, okay. Bye, Swami.
You know it all anyway.
There's nothing new here.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the new song. It happened a little bit different. We were sitting in Darshan, and I had followed Swami around with the camera to take pictures of him through Darshan. In the old days, he allowed me to do that. There's a picture book in the bookstore, you'll see. For the 75th birthday, Swami asked for it, so we put all the old pictures in. They're non-posed pictures. They're like Swami was in the old days. You see front line for everybody still in the pictures and stuff. So Jack knows, he was there, he knows the times. So we were sitting in Darshan, and I was walking around taking pictures. In the middle of Darshan, Swami turns to me and he said, okay, sit down and enjoy Darshan. So I sat down and enjoyed Darshan. At the end of Darshan, we got up and I was walking across the field, and I heard a very loud voice back here, very loud, saying, Keshava! I had no clue what it meant. I said, oh, that sounds nice. Must be a name for God, for Swami, for something. I didn't find out till much later that it was an endearment term for the God who is the Trinity, all three. It's the one that says has a beautiful hair, who slew the demon Kesha, right? And it has different meanings, but it means the one God, Narayana, who is all three, right?
An endearing name for that.
Krishna
You
is-
gave to Krishna.
So I thought, oh, and as the sound of that beautiful Keshava came, a song came with it, with melody and words full. And normally I would grab a pencil or a pen, paper, and jot it down, and get the guitar and find it. I didn't do that. I didn't have a care in the world to do that. I just enjoyed the song flowing through as I was walking across the sand, the field. So
Sand then.
within a,
Dirt.
I was just there. That's what happened. I apologize. So next couple of days, Swami said, okay, we have a big concert. You want to play? I said, yes, Swami. Very happy. We're here just for you. So we had a big concert. We get on stage, and the very first thing, Swami looked at us, and before we had just been introduced. This is cute.
We go up on stage, and Swami's on stage with us sitting behind the desk, and we sit down in front of our mics. Swami's still standing, and we're looking at him waiting for the go-ahead, okay?
We've just been introduced, you know.
And we're looking at Swami, and under Swami's breath he goes, Namaskar. I mean, the hall is packed. There's thousands of people there.
We smile up at him. Yeah, sure. What does it mean?
No, it's like, I was sweating. I'm going, Namaskar, I know what that means, but what does it mean?
Mine is
I mean,
blank.
he totally blanked my brain out. And he goes again, Namaskar. And I'm looking at him like, I know what that means, but what does
We're
that
smiling
mean?
up at him. Yeah, Swami.
And then he stands up and he goes, Namaskar. And he shows his feet. He looks down and I went, oh! And I flew over there. We both went over there and did a Namaskar. And everybody's laughing. And
Cracking
Swami's
up.
going, So I was like,
So he looks over at us and he says,
stooges.
And he knew song.
And he
We
knew
hadn't
something
even
right
sung
off the
anything,
bat.
you know. So
And he knew something.
we look up at Swami, and we're very quiet and still. And as we're looking up at Swami, he looks into our eyes, and I hear again that loud sound, Keshava, right there. And here's the song as it's flowed, love song to Swami.
In
And
all
as-
of ourselves.
Yeah. And as the song flowed, we got stuck for a word here or
He
there.
leaned over and filled in the words.
Keshava, your glory's beyond compare. It's a bhajan style, come on. Keshava, your glory's beyond compare. You're complete and still with all you share. You're complete and still with all you share. Keshava, we share your life of love. Keshava, we share your life of love. And no words could ever say enough. And no words could ever say enough. Keshava, your love light blinds the sun. Keshava, your love light blinds the sun. Forever only your will be done. Forever only your will be done. Oh Keshava, oh Keshava, Sai Keshava, Sai Keshava. Let us merge within your splendor, Sai Baba, we surrender the fruits of all life's actions at your feet. Sai Keshava, please guide us straight unto bliss inside us. Your special grace makes us complete.